second tutorial of many. This is the second one for the drum patterns of Electro House. We're gonna open up the project file we were working on. And we're gonna work all the way up to the build. Let us right off before we bring in the bass and everything. Once this loads, alright, so we got our basic drum pattern, and usually right here, these 8 bars, I drop it to just our melody, and then all of a sudden we're going to bring back in the kicks, except they're going to be a little different. We're going to delete all the kicks besides the first one. I'm going to Control D it. And so we get the slow building of the drum kicks. And we're going to double these up. And on these ones, we're going to put them all the way across. And these ones we're going to drag back a little bit. And right at the 4, we're going to make them even smaller. All the way to the 4.4, and that's where we're going to put a snare. Let's see what it sounds like with the snares while it's building. We might cut them out, we'll see. It sounded alright. I'm going to take them off, besides this last one. And what I do for the snare on this one, I'm going to put a reverb on it. What I do, drag a reverb to send A, evolve sends. I like to put it not all the way up because you get like a weird sounding at the end. I'm not too sure how to get rid of that, so what I do, take the high cut off, put the low cut, drag it back to about right there so it goes down, and keep the send off because we're going to put it out over here. So we're going to go to the mixer, reverb, I'm going to put it on for the snare, and just double click out here. So you put a point and double click on the point right here, it's going to delete it and put a little slant, so let's hear what it sounds like now. See how it has that little reverb, a little delay with the it's going to fill in the empty space right there, right where you bring the drop in. So we got that. Now after I do that, I'm actually going to put a one of my open hi-hats on that as well. We're going to probably put the reverb up. Let's put it on the 4. Mixer, reverb. Let's see what it sounds like without the reverb. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need the reverb on it, so same thing. I'm gonna highlight it and then just delete, or no, we're gonna add one right here and then delete that one. Now let's hear what it sounds like. kicks, we got our intro, we got where our melody drops. Now we're gonna add insert audio track. I'm gonna drag it to the top, just the way I put my effects, so I can line it up with the kicks. Just relabel this effects, and we're gonna put some background noises in there to fill in the empty space for transitions and stuff. Alright, so in my Vengeance packs, I'll put links to the Vengeance pack download in the first video if you haven't downloaded it already. So check out the first video and download them, because this will help. Now I'm looking for a like a white noise sound, something just bring it in. We're going to drop them right here, and to warp it with the 128 tempo, just double click the warp. Now, it's a little quick, so I'm going to drag it out to the full 4 bars. Alright. Now I got the full 4 bars, and I'll put it in the beginning too. And what I'm going to do now, put one right there. I always go up and down, leads them into what's coming up next. But we're going to add a compressor on this and sidechain it to the kicks, so we get more pump out of the kicks. And I'll show you in a sec once I find the compressor. Alright, compressor, drag it down, EQ, do the little up and down thing, click sidechain, and kicks. Let's bring it down to halfway, not halfway on here, but right there, keep the bent halfway. Now, we'll see what it sounds like with it. Has a little weird effect to it. I'm gonna put it up a little bit. And I'm not liking that effect. There we go. There's something a little better. Go back. I'm gonna put it just 2 lines above, and now let's hear the effect on the effects. Now I'm gonna bring the volume down just a little bit too. And we're gonna duplicate the effects and rename effects up, and delete these because we already got those. So now we gotta find an effect that goes up. So let's see what we can find. We could use this one just as a tester. See how it plays out. Bugs when they don't line up. Alright, now that they're lined up, build effect. Now let's hear what it sounds like when we leave this. It's going to do that into the melody that we're going to build later on. It's real good. Good flow. And now it's going to lead us back into the build. Now we're starting to get our basic skeleton. Alright, so what I didn't get back in tutorial 1 was what I like to do to my snares. So we're gonna go back to the snares, double click, and on the release put it up to about 900 on both the snares. You don't have to do this, I just like it. It fills in it a little bit. So let's hear what the snares sound like now. Just has a little fill in between it. Alright, so that's the basics. In the next tutorial we're going to work on picking out some more cymbals and building the drum pattern for the drop, or whatever you want to call it. So check back. Thank you. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and check out my website and everything. All links will be below. Peace.